Welcome to the Determined Mom Show, the only marketing podcast dedicated to guiding mom CEOs into tranquility, wealth, and multiplying those precious moments. Welcome to episode number 27 of the Determined Mom Show. Today I'm going to talk to you about goal setting and what you need to do to set yourself up to achieve all of your goals in 2020. We are going to talk about some really in-depth, down to the nitty-gritty things that you need to do in order to get things done and make 2020 your best year in business ever. So I want to start with deciding on your method of planning. So this is probably one of my favorite topics because I am such a planner and I plan things, I don't know, a month ahead, 2 months ahead, 3 months ahead, a year ahead. I plan all the time. And I do this using several methods. Right now I'm using the Law of Attraction Planner, the 2019 version, and I absolutely love it. So that is one method that I use. I also use the 90X Planner, which is a 90-day planner. It gives you every day 5 actions to take towards your goals. And then it has a to-do list on one side. It has AM, PM, and then notes. And every page has a quote on it. Then it also has, at the end of every week, kind of making sure it's almost like a check-in where you rewrite your goals and for the next 20 days and rewrite your actions that you need to take towards those goals. And then it has a weekly plan at the beginning of each week to tell, so that way you can kind of get a little snapshot of your week. I really don't use either of those two things. I just use the daily portion, but I am addicted to these planners. So that is the 90X Goal Planner. And there are several updated newer versions. I've had these. I got quite a few last year, and I still haven't gone through all of them because I don't do it every single day. And sometimes I'll combine days into one. If I didn't write a lot, I'll just combine them. So it takes me probably about 4 to 6 months to go through one just because of how I use it. But I also use Google Calendar. So I use Google Calendar, I color code it. All of my family things are in orange. Any meetings that I need to go to or anything like that are in red. Anything podcast related is in purple. So there's just a lot of different things that I like to color code. And so then that way I can see at a glance what I need to do and what it is actually related to. So it's a really easy way for me to do that. I actually also just started using something called Artful Agenda, which I kind of like. It's a digital version of a planner. So it actually syncs with your Google Calendar. And instead of just having the calendar things, you can actually click on the screen and type in your priority tasks, other tasks. You can check how many glasses of water you've drank today by clicking the little water glasses. It does give you a quote, and it also has your meals you can write down, and then there's also a custom list at the bottom. It's pretty cool, very interesting way to go about things. It also has a mobile app, so you can access the same exact views and same exact things on your planner, and it actually looks on the screen just like a regular planner. And it has mine, I chose the gold glitter cover, and then I have my branding color as the color for, the different events. I don't like that you can't customize each event to a different color like I can in Google Calendar, but I do like the fact that it's in my branding colors and it's really cute. So with that said, I guess it's a good option for those who like the idea of having a planner, but they don't like the actual portion of writing it down. There are other options out there like bullet journaling, and you can get just a basic paper planner from Office Max or Staples or somewhere like that. And there's just so many different options. But the first thing that I want you to do is decide on which option you're going to choose for 2020. There are some different things that you may want to consider before you choose a planner. Do you need a custom planner because you struggle with some aspect of things? So an example of this would be, do you struggle with posting to social media? If that is the case, then you might want to consider using something like a content planner. So I think it's actually called the Content Planner. There's a 2020 planner out there where you can actually plan all of your social media in that, planner. I know Megan from Hello Life Academy just released a Now or Never business planner, and it walks you through all of the 4 quarters of the year and what you need to focus on, and kind of helps you to accelerate your business. Maybe you need something that's more focused on achieving your outcomes. Maybe in 2019, you had a lot of plans, but you didn't actually execute and you didn't hold yourself accountable. So maybe you need a planner that kind of holds you to that. Maybe you need to just simplify the way you set your goals and plan. Maybe you just need to go to Google Calendar and just use Google Calendar and the task function. Maybe you just need something very simple because maybe you overcomplicated in 2019. All of that is completely possible. Maybe you need to focus on your health or mindfulness for 2020, and you want to kind of get a planner that helps you with that. I really like the Law of Attraction planner for mindfulness because it does kind of approach things from a little bit more of a woo factor than a lot of the other business planners. So the other thing that I know is a non-negotiable for me is I don't like undated planners, except for my 90-day planner, because I hate writing it in. I hate my handwriting. I have horrible handwriting. I can't even read my own store lists. And if you think that's an exaggeration, it is not. So I'll go to the store with my list and I can't read it. And I will forget things because I can't read what I wrote. Happens almost every single time I go to the store. So I don't like undated planners. So that is a non-negotiable for me. The other thing that I don't like is I don't like when planners start at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. I like to start my day as early as possible because if I don't, then I won't get nearly as much done. And I need to get up before my family to exercise and to meditate and to just have a little bit of clarity and peace before I start my day, because I spend my day with a 2-year-old, and then the second half of my day is spent with a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old. So I need a little bit of peace in the morning before I go ahead and start my day. So if it doesn't start at 5 a.m., then I don't really want it. I like to have that planning there. So think about yourself. Think about your needs. Think about what you need to have in a planner. Maybe you don't even need a planner. That's fine too. But you need some way to hold yourself accountable and get those things scheduled in. So after you decide what type of planner or tracker or calendar, whatever you're going to use for 2020, I want you to immediately go in and schedule your review sessions. So I want you to, if you can, set aside time for yourself, by yourself. I'm going to do this coming week when my husband is off of work. Basically, I want you to set aside time by yourself with your planner, with your notebook, with whatever, and just be alone and just be able to focus. Don't turn your phone off. Just take a couple hours for yourself. Think about your goals. Think about what you want to happen in 2020 and really sit down and go through this process. You can print the worksheet. I am including a worksheet with this particular episode of the podcast because I feel like it's very important to be able to write down everything that I'm talking about and plan it all out. So once you complete this session, then you're going to sit down with your planner or your calendar, your tracker, whatever, your Google Calendar, that's fine. And you're going to actually put in there an hour for review every month, and then maybe even 2 hours for review every quarter. So let's say at the end of March, you're going to put in a couple hours of planning. But I want you to do that at the beginning of the year, and I want you to make that non-negotiable. So in order to achieve those goals, you need to review, see where you are, see, how far you've come so far, and see what needs to change in order to get you to meeting those goals. So once you decide what type of tracker you will use and you've already scheduled your review sessions with yourself, and well, if you have a team, you can schedule it with them too, but sometimes you need that clarity and alone time in order to reflect and understand what you need to do. But once you decide that, then you're going to actually sit down and reflect on what 2019. What went right? What went wrong? What did you have the most fun doing? What things were the most profitable? What things were the least profitable? And what would you do differently? So all of these questions are things that you should answer and really evaluate. And I don't want you to use these things as a weapon to beat yourself up and say, oh, I didn't accomplish this. I didn't accomplish that. This should have gone this way. This should have gone that way. I want you to use it as a tool instead to sharpen your skills, sharpen your awareness, and sharpen your focus for 2020, because we can always look back and say, oh, I wish things would have gone differently this year. I totally wish that my 2019 had gone a little bit differently than it did, but there were circumstances beyond my control that did not allow it to. So I am totally okay with that, and I am looking forward to planning 2020 and trying to hopefully be able to control a lot of the outcomes as opposed to what I could do in 2019. So I'm going to use what I learned in 2019 and totally sharpen myself, sharpen my skills, sharpen my marketing, sharpen everything that I'm going to do, and really focus on getting those best outcomes for 2020. So the next thing you're going to do after you decide what tracker you're going to use, schedule your information or your planning sessions, your review sessions into your calendar, and then reflect on 2019 is you're going to determine what you want your focus to be for 2020. Are you going to focus on growth and expansion? Maybe you're going to focus on how your health affects your business and how you want to improve that and make it, make yourself feel better every day, so then that way you show up differently in your business. I know that's one of my goals. Making sure that you're more efficient so that way you can spend more time with family. Maybe you want to work on, instead of working 40 hours a week, maybe you want to drop it down to 30 in the first quarter and then 20 in the second quarter. All of those are great goals, and you just need to really determine which one of these goals is going to be your focus. Maybe you want to have more income so that way you can reach your goals even sooner. Maybe you have a deadline or some sort of income goal that you're setting. That's fine too, but you just need to really, really focus and determine what you want to be the outcome for 2020. The other thing, this is kind of a fun thing. The other thing that I want you to do is, after you do all that, pick one thing that you would like to set a streak for all of 2020. So every single day, I want to do this one thing. Maybe it's something that you struggled with in 2019. So maybe it's taking a walk every day. I used to take a walk every single day. Even when I was pregnant, I took a walk every single morning. I would get up at 4 o'clock, get up, take a walk, all of those things, work out. And I don't do that anymore, and I need to get back to it. So that is going to be probably my non-negotiable. Even in the rain here in Washington in the winter, not so fun to take a walk, but I think I'm just going to have to force myself to do it. So another thing that could be an example of this would be posting on social every day. Maybe you want to do a training video every day. Maybe you want to add 5 targeted clients to your LinkedIn network every day. Whatever you choose, just make sure that you decide and commit to it. Then make sure that you don't choose something that's more than a few minutes. So if I told myself that I'm going to take a walk every day, I'm going to make sure that I say, okay, it's got to be a minimum of 1 lap around my neighborhood, because I know that there's going to be days that I'm not going to have time for more than 1 lap, just because of how my days go and how the weather is here and those kind of things. So I just need to make sure that it's not something that I can't commit to. Maybe you are saying, okay, maybe 5 targeted clients is going to be too much. Maybe I need to focus on 1 or 2 targeted clients adding to my network. Whatever it is, it just needs to be a few minutes. So you want to do this 365 times next year. So you want to pick something simple. But this is going to be a super, super fun activity for you. And I want to see how many of you achieve it. After you determine your focus and set your streak for 2020, I want you to reverse engineer your goals. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples, or maybe a few examples, just so that way you can see how they work in different scenarios. So the main thing that I want you to do is to actually think about yourself in December of 2020, looking back on the year. Where do you want to be? You want to have accomplished 1 to 3 major goals. What are those goals? And what did you do? What did you need to do to get there? So, an example of this, and this is an example, it's not my example because I really am not an Instagram fan, but let's say you want to have 10,000 Instagram followers by the end of 2020. What is that actually going to take to get to? An example of this is if you want 10,000 new followers in 2020 on Instagram, if you divide that by 12 months, that's about 833 followers per month. That's a lot of people. So how are you going to actually get 833 new followers per month on Instagram? That is something that you really need to break down into daily habits and examine that. Now, one thing that I also want you to do with each and every one of your goals that you set is to figure out what is it actually going to benefit you. So how is 10,000 followers on Instagram going to benefit you and your business? Is it actually going to net you anything in terms of profit or influence or clients? And if the answer is yes to that, is the effort that you put in worth that return on investment? So is it worth it for you to spend an hour on Instagram a day? That's 365 hours next year that you're going to be spending on Instagram. Is that worth what you're going to get in return for, putting that time in? So that's something that I want you to ask about each and every goal that you set. Another example is if you wanted to achieve an income of $10,000 per month, that would be $329 per day if every month was 30.4 days in a month. So that is the average number of days in a month, 30.4. And if you only work 20 days and you're only counting working days, that's $500 per working day. So what are you going to do to achieve that and get $500 coming in your business every single day? The next step is to examine your products and services and determine how much you need to sell. You want to set a realistic goal that's also an attainable goal. So an example of this is that I want to sell 15 of my keyword content planners each and every week next year. That would net me $2,220 per month because it's a low-end product, but it really takes not very much of my time to create these. So if my conversion rate for my website is going to be 3%, which is a mid-range average, I would need to have about 2,000 visits to my page each month in order to make that happen. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do to get that required number of eyes on my keyword content planner every single month. So am I going to work on my SEO? Am I going to be optimizing my website? Am I going to pay for ads and retargeting? Maybe I'm going to focus on growing my social media presence to get that number up there. Whatever it is, you need to kind of figure out what you're going to do in order to get that number there. So another example of this is I want to sell 10 site speed increases per month, and that would net me a $990 profit. And that's going to require that I have 333 visitors to my site if my conversion rate is 3%. So again, I'm going to walk through all of that and I'm going to figure out what is going to be the best way to get that traffic to my website. All of these things are going to require micro goals. So you need to give yourself break it down and give yourself that daily activity that you need to make these things happen. Maybe you need to add 10 people to your network on LinkedIn if that's the method that you're going to be using to target people. Maybe you're going to need to add, 30 people to your Facebook friends or something like that every single day in order to make this happen. That's fine. You just need to figure that out and break it down. So another example is you're going to engage for 1 hour on Instagram with only people that are your dream clients. And that will get you more focus for your 10,000, 10,000 followers. Maybe you're going to work on your SEO, improving your SEO for 2 hours per week, or you're going to hire someone that's going to be able to help you achieve it. Maybe another example is going to be you're going to install the Facebook pixel, make sure that's up and running on your website, and you're going to run retargeting ads to everyone who checked out your website. If you set retargeting ads for just $1 a day on an ongoing basis, that's only 365 days per year, so that's $365. If you have not yet checked out Laurel Porty, she has an amazing group, and she also has a really awesome membership that's only $7 per month. So it is focusing exclusively on Facebook ads, and she's actually going to be a guest inside of the Online Marketing for Moms membership. And she's going to do a lesson on Facebook ads for us in there at some point. So definitely check her out. She is a Facebook ads expert, and she is amazing. So that is a complete aside to this topic, but maybe you want to grow your network, increase your engagement, take a course to better understand how to do all of these things. Whatever it is, just make sure that you work that into your goals for 2020. I also want to talk to you about setting educational goals. So I want to challenge you to learn one new thing each and every month in 2020 that's going to accelerate either your personal or your business growth. Your mental and physical health is paramount to being a successful business owner and really having the capacity mentally and physically to overcome a lot of the challenges that we face as business owners, as moms. You know that mom can't get sick. So being healthy and eating good, nutritious food, those kind of things are really going to help you to excel and accelerate in 2020. I'm saying this from a personal point of view because I think that is definitely going to be my focus for 2020. I want to be as healthy as I can. 2019 was probably the least healthy year that I've had in my life, and I really can't stand it any longer. So I'm going to break out of that and just go forward into 2020 with a great new mindset, and knowing that that is part of what's holding me back in business is my health. So I also, like I said, want to challenge you to grow in your business. So definitely plot out different courses that you can take during the 2020 year. I would encourage you to join onlinemarketingformoms.com because we will be having a lot of content added in there over the next few months. A couple new courses, bonus content every week, and that is just going to be a really great resource for you to learn all things marketing technology. There are also other things that you can do. Maybe you just want to use your planner for business growth. That's fine. Maybe there is a particular person in your industry that's offering a course. Go ahead and take that course. It's really important for you to grow. Another thing that I want to challenge you to do in 2020 is to start a meditation or mindfulness practice. Even if it's just 1 to 5 minutes per day, you just need to set up some sort of mindfulness or meditation practice, and that's going to allow you to gain some clarity on your business, in your business, on a daily basis. So using that time to reflect, using it to just not think about anything and clear your mind and just really be able to reset and recharge in that 1 to 5 minutes is going to make a big difference for your business. I use an app called Insight Timer, and I absolutely love it, partially because it gives me stars when I reach certain levels, but also partially because they have meditations that are recorded for all types of situations. They even have a meditation that you can listen to in the shower. And I've listened to that one quite frequently because that might be the only time during the day that I have that I can meditate. Now, a lot of times I take a shower with a 2-year-old, so it's not necessarily as relaxing as I would want it to be, but that's one way that I try to make it more relaxing. So if you have that same challenge, then that could be a good option for you. I also want to encourage you to set a goal that may be tied to your business, but it's kind of outside of your business. Let's say there's a side project that you want to accomplish or something like that. Just set a goal to get started. 2020 is the year that you're going to make your business boom. You're going to grow your network, your connections, and you're going to end up growing your bottom line by doing all of these things. I am so excited for 2020, and I am setting my non-negotiable goal for my side project to start my foundation. I haven't talked about it much on the podcast, but I have a goal to start a foundation in my husband's home country of Cameroon to help women and youth to learn skills like SEO and web design and social media management and things like that. So then that way they can earn an income and they don't have to rely on selling, whatever tangible product they can come up with in front of them. And they don't have to rely on the local economy as much, but then they're going to start bringing more money into that local economy by working virtually and learning those virtual skills. So I'm really excited about that. And that's kind of a long-term project that I have that I would like to be my baby. And I would like to eventually, have my marketing agency kind of more on autopilot and run that foundation and really try to impact as many lives as I can. So my goal for 2020 is to go ahead and get that set up. I already have the domain name. I've had it for a while because that's what I do. I love domain names and I'm a geek like that, but that is my goal. I'm going to set up my foundation in 2020, start looking for board members and all of those things. So to get your 2020 goal planning worksheet for this episode, go ahead and go to www.thedeterminedmom.com/podcast/episode 27. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope that your 2020 planning goes off without a hitch. Make sure you're setting time aside to go ahead and do that all by yourself. Have a great day. This episode of The Determined Mom Show is brought to you by OnlineMarketingForMoms.com. Online Marketing for Moms is a marketing membership exclusively for mom business owners that will allow you to learn all about marketing technology. There is a full-on SEO course inside of the membership, and it is called SEO From Audits to Backlinks, where we show you step-by-step everything that we do in our agency to help our clients rank on Google. So that is the first course. In January, we're going to have a WordPress course, which is going to take you from choosing your domain name all the way through to publishing your site. So we will focus on using the Divi theme because it's going to be the most user-friendly theme that we can teach you. So that course is coming in January. Enrollment for Online Marketing for Moms actually ends on November 30th, and the cart will close and we will not reopen it again until February. So definitely visit OnlineMarketingForMoms.com today and get signed up.